maybe one
day we're just going to do a full curly
inspired
hair day.
by Molly.
Natural hair day for everybody.
Natural hair day inspired by Molly. We're all going to come.
Thank you. And then I'll straighten mine. It'll be perfect.
Yeah.
Well, girls, we're so excited to have you today.
Yes, we're so excited.
Thank
you guys
This
for having
is
us.
episode 15.
Oh, wow.
And welcome back to Talk Dodgers to Me. We have Kayla Vesia and Molly O'Boyle.
Yeah, soon to be
Soon
Lux.
to be Lux.
Mm-hmm.
Which, are you taking the last name? Not? I'm in my own debate about that.
No, I'm taking it.
Nice.
I have a brother,
It's a
so I'm
good
like, it's
one.
his role to carry on the family name.
Love
Oh,
that.
okay.
I'll keep it like on my Facebook page, but
Yeah.
I'm
What?
picking it.
Yeah. I was like, professionally, I'll keep it because
Facebook.
I've made somewhat of a name for myself professionally
That's
with it. But personally, I want to change because I'm like I want the same name as my kids, and I want to carry on my kids' last name.
I literally started a new job like 2 months ago, and on my first day I walked in and my name tag said Molly Lux.
Really?
And I was like, and my boss was like, "Is that your last name?" And I was like, "Well, no, but
Soon.
So then they made me a new one, but in like my work email and everything, it still says Lux. So I'm
Really?
like, okay, they're putting the cart before the horse. But
They're excited for you.
they're so excited.
They're
for
trying
me.
to have you plan it now.
They're like, we didn't plan this
instead
wedding.
of wait.
Yeah.
Like you are
No,
waiting.
so-
But
Oh boy, I'll soon to be Lux.
actually,
Love
funny
that.
story. My dad he was up here last week and he was like, "So I saw that your name changed on Instagram." He's like, "That one, that really hit me hard." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Dad." But he was like, seeing that go from Howard to Vesia, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm so sorry." But he was like, "I got kind of sad for a second," and I was like,
That makes sense.
"Okay."
Wait, this
I didn't even think about it on there. I was like, "Yeah, baby Vesia." And, no, my dad's over here crying. I'm like,
Like
Sorry,
Dad.
Sorry,
Dad.
I still love you.
"Yeah, I still love
Do
you
you
so
have a brother?
hard." I have a little brother. Yeah. So
Okay.
Then
More Howards.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's fine. Yeah. So
Howard's
it's
not
fine.
going to be lost with
Exactly.
you. It's okay.
But yeah, my dad was like, "Oh, that one hurt."
It hit him hard.
I
Yeah.
get that though,
Yeah.
from a
That's fine.
parent's perspective.
Yeah, which I didn't even think about because I was just so excited. But my dad was like,
Well, Vesia's cool. It's
and
cool.
me and my dad, I was like my dad's only kid for 22 years, and then he had another. He got remarried, and so I have a 6-year-old little brother. So then for like that, I think he was just like, "Oh, my only daughter just changed her last name," and I was like,
You were his own. You were
"Yeah,
his
I was his only kid."
for a
Yes,
long time.
yeah, and me and my dad are really close. So, but when he told me that, I was like, "Okay, I'm so sorry."
I'll change it
I
back.
did it back really quick. No, but
I'll be Howard
Yeah.
Vesia, maybe.
Yeah.
That's like one of those moments you don't expect to hit you
Yes.
so hard.
yeah, exactly. Like all I thought about was, "Oh, I'm so excited, like to for like this new chapter and everything." But I didn't think about like leaving, not my whole life, my old life behind, but like leaving, like my dad's family, like that name. So,
Starting a new chapter,
yes,
a new
new
season
chapter
in life.
without my dad, like me and Alex's life together. So
Yeah.
Well, first things first, how did you guys meet Alex and Gavin?
you want to go first?
Yeah, so Gavin and I are from the same hometown. So we actually found out after we started dating, we went to preschool together. We have like a class picture
No.
where our big old noggins are like
Oh
right
my
next to each other.
gosh.
It's so funny.
Love.
So yeah, we went to the same elementary school, different middle schools, rival high schools in the same hometown, have always known each other. And then just kind of connected at the end of high school. We're very, not on and off throughout college, but always kind of came back to each other. But he was in Arizona, I was at school in Wisconsin. And then 4 years ago, we were back together for, I think, Thanksgiving break. I was back in town from grad school, and he was home for the season. And we hung out. He called me the next day and was like, "I have COVID." And then I tested, and I was like, "I have COVID." So then we basically quarantined
COVID
together.
love
And
story.
Oh
yeah,
my
it's really
gosh.
cringy because it was like not even during like the heat of the pandemic. It was like,
When was this?
was it
2020? Was it December 21 when
21.
everyone got COVID?
Yes, I think
I
I
think
was
it
had COVID.
was.
I had that too.
Or just a good
2022?
excuse to want some one-on-one time.
right, it worked out really well.
But
Yeah.
hearing the stories about Gavin, I'm like, he did that a couple times where he just wanted to be with Molly, and I was like,
Aw.
that's not adding up. I was like, I think he just wanted to see you.
Yeah, I don't know.
He
Maybe
got
we didn't have COVID.
intentionally.
Yes.
Right.
So that
Yeah. So then, we kind of kept hanging out, started dating, and did long distance. I was in Florida for grad school, so we did 2 years Florida to LA, and then I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina for my job last year. So we did a year North Carolina to LA. I was like, let's get a little bit further. Let's see if I can make it a little bit harder.
Wow.
And then
long distance champ.
Yeah,
so
it
If
was-
you can get through that,
Yes.
I think you're good.
Yes.
Yeah, you have a great marriage. No problems.
Yes.
we got the hard part out of the way. So then after my job last year finished up, I moved out to Phoenix for spring training and then out here. So this is our first year officially living it together. Finally.
Wow.
Yeah.
in LA.
Yeah.
Your first year.
Yeah. My first year, like, not missing stuff. Like, being here for the whole season.
Actually getting to go to the games and be present for all the different things and events.
Do you guys both live in LA?
Yes, we both live in LA. We actually live in the same area.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's super
fun
nice.
to have friends close.
It is.
Yes, it's so
very
nice.
nice. Especially when the
guys
guys
are...
Yep.
I want to know
whatever.
how you like living in LA, and then I want to know how you met Alex.
Okay. So I love living in LA. Where we live, not going to give any specifics away, but where we live.
Let's keep that.
Yeah.
We do the same address.
We don't want any stalkers.
We do the same with this building. We're like, we are in West Los Angeles.
I think we've given hints a lot.
I think we've said we're in Santa Monica.
Well, you
that's
can Google
still
it.
big.
Yeah.
Actually, that's true. You can Google our office, so never
But we
mind.
don't live here.
Not helping.
I don't know where we
True.
live.
That's true. But where
It's
we
terrifying.
live, it honestly doesn't feel like LA. And and I don't leave that area much at all, unless I'm going to the stadium. So I love LA.
Yeah.
I really do. I love being so close to our family too. They live in San Diego, so they're up here all the time. I'm down there all the time. So I don't mind it. And then I do love living in Arizona. We get the best part of the season. It's like so nice going back, and it's like perfect weather. And
During spring training?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even then, yeah. So it's just super nice.
They live in Arizona in the off season too.
Yes.
So,
Yes,
like,
sorry,
so
yes.
they're not.
So
in it
you're
in, like,
both
the
in.
heat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So we get there, and it's like
You're
October,
missing
and it's
the hellhole portion of it?
yeah, right now where it's like 118 degrees.
I have friends who live there. We stay
Oh.
when we go out for
No,
spring
thank
training,
you.
and it's just like, I don't know how you guys
How do
do
you
this.
play baseball?
They don't leave.
In that weather.
I
Well,
think they just stay in.
some of our friends are doing travel ball, and I'm like, how are your kids playing in this? Like, that's
It's
not.
dangerous.
That feels extremely dangerous. I'm like,
Well, that's why Chase Field has the indoor
Yeah.
abilities.
oh yeah,
They would literally be.
Yeah.
Their feet would start on fire.
Yeah.
literally, I would.
So bad.
Wouldn't
Can't
it
even
well?
But me and Alex, we met in San Diego. I moved there right after I graduated college because my dad lived there, and he actually DM'd me on Instagram.
What?
And then
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
so this is a modern love story.
modern
That's
love
fun.
So you didn't know
Love.
each other from
No.
living in
High
San
school or
Diego?
anything.
No, so I grew up in Northern California,
Okay.
graduated high school, and I moved out to Minot, North Dakota. And I played soccer out there and went to college there. Graduated and then moved to San Diego because my dad was living there.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to San Diego. I'm not moving back to my hometown. I was like, no way. So I moved there, and then, my dad, like I said, they just had a new baby. So I was like, oh, I'm going to be with my baby brother. We moved there, and then I got, DM the January 1st, 2019.
I love how you remember that.
I did.
New Year's
January
resolution.
1st, yeah.
Yeah.
So I got that, and then we met like a week later, and I think maybe January, February. Yeah, like we only knew each other for a month, and he was off to his first minor league season.
Wow.
And he was like, so we're going to see how this goes. Like, I want you to see what it's like doing the distance. And I was like, okay. And he was only in the minor leagues for one season. And then he got called up the following season with the Miami Marlins. That whole time, though, we were long distance, obviously. I never even went out to Florida for spring training or anything. I lived at his parents' house while he was gone, too.
Okay.
And then he would come home and we would all live together, one big old happy family. But yeah.
I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta maximize the time
It
when
is.
you do get
I
it.
love it.
Yes.
First day of the year.
First
I'm
day,
reaching
he was
out.
like, you know
I'm
what?
finding me a girlfriend.
New year,
Yes.
new me, new girlfriend.
Yes, exactly.
I
That's
need
what
to
it-
know you.
Yeah. So it was
Love that.
really cute. Yeah. And I can't believe we're here now.
Been together.
Were you
Flies
girls
by.
baseball fans before
No.
meeting them?
I wasn't.
I was.
That's my
You
favorite.
were.
I was like,
Like,
Love
so
to know.
my brother played and my dad coached for the same like club that Gavin played in and Gavin's
Okay.
dad
Oh, okay.
coached in. So like growing up, like, you know, sister baseball fan. But then we always went to Brewers games. We could tailgate. It was so fun. Like, I have so many memories of that. And I'm so excited to go back to Milwaukee for the Milwaukee series. I'm like already planning tailgates for every single day. So yeah, like not die hard, but we definitely.
are you
watch a lot of
still a
baseball.
Brewers fan even though Gavin plays for the Dodgers?
No, I'm not. I feel like I could name like 3 players.
Okay.
It's bad. But no, I'm like, there's 162
What,
games. I
turnover?
cannot watch 2 teams.
No, that is fair.
Yeah, I'm not. I was a big sports girl in general, but I've never been like super focused on one sport or one team or anything. Growing up, my dad was a sports trainer, so he had like a lot of professional athletes and stuff. So I grew up like going to those games, but it wasn't like anything like, oh, I'm gonna go home and turn this on. Like I just wasn't.
Your dad lives in San Diego. Is he a Padre fan?
No.
Hopefully not anymore.
No.
Great.
He's
He's not my dad anymore. He's
Dodgers. Yeah, no.
There's a whole debate we have
Yeah.
with Padre Dodger stuff here.
Yeah, he's not super big on, like, obviously he loves the Dodgers because Alex, but before that he's also not very, like, one team kind of guy. So we grew up, like, not, like, super cheering for, like, one team.
That's how my family has always
Yeah.
been. Everyone is such big sports fans.
Yeah, we
but
love
we've all
sports.
kind of
Yeah.
gravitated towards different teams with, like, when we grew up and who was really good. And
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I've been out here for 12 years and I'm a huge Dodger fan now.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do. It's
The law.
Yeah.
it's like
It's the
you are or you aren't, and we don't like you.
Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, truly.
Yeah. But no, it's similar. It's how it was with, like, us growing up. Is like, I have the teams that I love. I'm a diehard Alabama fan and a diehard Dodger fan. Those are my diehards because growing up in Alabama. But my mom just, like, loves sports, so I just grew up, loved it. My dad coached. My brother played all the things.
Yeah.
My sister even played.
She played baseball.
No, she played football. Padded.
What?
My
That's
older
even better.
Oh, it's y'all. She could kill you. Scary.
I don't doubt it.
She is like plays like men's but with women, like full on padded football, and I'm like,
wow.
please don't hit me.
Wow, I
That's
didn't know
really
that.
impressive.
Yeah.
There's always new things.
I know, we are always learning
Yeah.
new things about each other.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're like, okay, don't tell me, save it for the podcast.
Yeah,
Get
we're like,
started.
but it's so you played soccer, and
Yeah.
you obviously have a big background in sports because
Yeah.
I learned that you were a gymnast.
Yes. Yeah, that was my, like, main sport.
And track.
Yeah, so I did club gymnastics, and then in, like, school sports, I ran track. I was a diver for 2 years, and then I also was a cheerleader.
That's a lot of things.
Yeah.
It was so much. I'm
Like,
like,
I
I
was
was
busy.
We
Yeah.
both
Yeah.
were gymnasts and competitive
Oh, really?
cheerleaders.
I got too
growing up.
tall for the gymnastics
That's
thing at a
fair.
certain point, and they're like, get out.
I saw the cheerleaders practicing, and like Bring It On had just come out. I'm like, I want to do that. So I tried out, and
I
that was my
loved it.
life for
It's so
10
fun.
years.
Yeah, I did gymnastics since I was like 3, 4. I don't even know. And then I ended up cheering in college for my first 2 years
Oh,
at
cool.
Wisconsin.
Nice.
So that was so fun.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
It was like, because gymnastics is, I love it. I'm going to put my daughters in it. Like, I love it, but it's a lot. It's
Yes.
a grind. And I wanted college to be
Not that.
so.
Yeah, it's
that.
very demanding.
So yeah, so cheer was like so fun. I made such good friends. Got to
You still get to tumble.
diehard Dodger fan.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Ah.
So yeah, but no, I didn't do any sports with balls or bats or gloves. I always like people are always like, oh, like you're athletic, and I'm like, no, like it's
Different
different.
athletic.
Having a ball in a sport is
Mhm.
I don't know,
Okay, total little tangent, but you're from Wisconsin. Where's Sean Johnson from?
Iowa.
Oh, okay. They're all close, and I just
Yeah.
not being from there.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, I
No.
don't know which one.
Yeah, I grew up like idolizing her.
You know, I did too. Even though I was not going to be a gymnast of any form, I was
It's
just
okay.
like, this is amazing.
She's
Yeah.
so likable.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to, when people are like, it's hard not to be like, you're cool.
Right.
But now you have your doctorate and are an
Yes.
athletic trainer.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Very
Yeah.
impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, so I went to Wisconsin for undergrad, got my undergraduate degree in athletic training, and then I went to University of Florida, got my DAT, so it's like a doctorate of athletic training. And then I went and worked in Charlotte, North Carolina with the Carolina Panthers for a year.
Wow.
And
So cool.
then now I'm out here literally like 10 minutes down the road at like a rehab and sport performance facility working as an athletic trainer. So yeah,
That's amazing.
it's nice to have like my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I first moved out here, the first couple weeks I was still doing like all my onboarding and everything, and Gavin was obviously going to the field, and I was just sitting there like,
Yeah.
what do you do? Like I'm ready for the job to start, and now that I'm in it, it's nice to have my own thing. Like I only work the earlier halves of the day, so I can go to work, come home, go to the game, still get to
do the best of both
yeah,
worlds.
yeah.
'Cause that
it's
was
great.
going to be a question I had for both of you, because it is like what your partners both do is obviously incredibly exciting and cool, and it's like you want to support them and you want to like see them like flourish and be successful. But how do you guys, what does that look like to have a partner that's in that, but then also to have your own thing, to like have your own aspirations and goals of stuff you guys want to do well? How do you balance that, I guess, is maybe the better question, because it is tricky.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like during season, I feel like Molly, a lot of the girls are like this. You try and make your husband's life or whoever your partner, your fiance, boyfriend, whatever, as easy as possible. Stress-free as possible. Like, it's just, there's so many little things that you don't want them to have to focus on because baseball is just so much, especially when they're, like, going through a slump. Like, you just want them to come home and not have to, like, worry. So whether that, and I know a lot of, like, couples are still the same. Like, a lot of women do the cleaning and stuff like that. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when they come home and you have things that are just super, like, they come home, they can do what they want. But it's also nice, like, when they're gone, to have, like, your own things. Like, Molly goes to work. I have our dogs. Like, a lot of girls have kids. Or me, I'm trying to do the social media stuff. But then it's also really nice to have Alex. He's so supportive of, like, what I want to do, too. And he wants me to have my own things. Like, and yes, I have made a brand off of him. Like, but we do it together. And it's more, like, I'm trying to just create my own brand, but us, too. Yeah. But he's, like, very supportive. And he always wants me to, like, make sure that I'm putting myself first, which is super nice. But yeah, it's a lot for sure, and I think it's, like, really important to find somebody that supports you as much as you support them.
Yeah,
because absolutely.
Yeah, because that's what's gonna get you through the hard times. But yeah, so
Well, that's how this all came about, because I found your videos.
Yeah.
And they're not all about him. They're about your life.
Yeah.
Yes, you're married to him, but it's about your life and your day-to-day.
Yes.
Going through the grind of baseball season.
Right.
And I was like, my eyes perked up like, oh, this is so cool. We rarely get to see that perspective.
Right. Yeah.
And I really just wanted to shine a light on that, because I remember watching one of the Backstage Dodgers episodes, and Ellen Kershaw was kind of saying what you were saying of, I'm not, like, cooking, cleaning, doing all these things. I'm doing the things to make it easier for him. I know he likes cereal. I get all the cereals. Yeah. I make sure I have that. Like just little things like that to just make their life easier. Yeah. Just, I grab this and go, or whatever, like, things like that.
Yeah, which I was actually really surprised, because Alex is the one who pushed me to do TikTok in the first place.
Oh.
Yeah, which was really funny. I know that. Yeah, so... But then when I started doing it, I was like trying to include him as much as possible, and because that's what I thought people wanted to see. But then I started posting, like, regular stuff, like me doing stuff with the girls, me doing stuff on my own. Alex has gone on the road, and it started, like, getting way more like, interaction. And I was like, oh, so it doesn't have to, like, all be about him, which was really, like, a good, like, eye opener for me, because it was like, not that I don't need him, but, like, I can build my own thing and also have him in it, which is
that's
nice.
Empowering.
Yes,
you're an interesting person on
regardless
your own
of
without him.
Right. Yes,
yes, you're great together, but you're also a person by yourself who has interesting things to say, and people want to hear that and want to know more about you and learn about that.
Yeah, exactly.
He needs you when he gets lost in the subway in Seoul, Korea.
Oh, no.
Literally.
When the doors close on him.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
That was, like, the first time I feel like I saw his personality.
Oh my gosh.
He was flying that day. It was so funny.
Yeah. He is. Yeah.
That was a fun day.
That was a really fun day. Yeah. But we were just talking about how that feels like so long ago, but also it could be last month.
It feels like
time is a weird
2 years ago.
Yes, like, and during baseball season, once you hit after the All-Star break, it flies by, and then playoffs are here. But then you look back and you're like, holy shit, that was a really long season. But then as things, like, time is just a crazy thing.
I feel like 2 weeks ago, Gavin and I were like, we're only 1 week into the season.
Yeah.
Like, I vividly remember us having a conversation where we were like, oh my gosh, it's literally been 6 days. And now I'm like, we're halfway. Like, how? It just flies.
It flies.
But I'm not complaining that it's All-Star break, but it flew.
It flew.
That's true. Well, do you guys have any fun plans for All-Star break? How do you guys spin that? Do you, like, actually do something fun, or you just take the time to rest? No. Like, what does that look like? Because it's like
I feel like we both were the same. We were kind of like, so what do you want to do for All-Star break? Like, I kind of just leave it up to Alex. We were going to go home, but when you think about, like, heading back to Arizona, 1 day there and 1 day back, and now you only have, like 3 days. So I'm like, let's just not even go anywhere.
And it's hot.
Yes. I'm like, that's
and we don't do that anyway.
Exactly. I'm like, let's just hang out and do whatever you want to do. But yeah, we don't have too much planned. We're gonna stay in LA, and just kind of hang out. Just let him do what he wants to do. That's like another
chill.
Just
honestly,
chill.
it's needed.
I feel like I would just want to do absolutely nothing if I were them.
We're like the complete opposite, shockingly. So the last game before All-Star break is in Detroit, and we're from Wisconsin, so we are gonna drive back after the game on Sunday, and we were gonna spend a few days in Wisconsin. I literally said to Gavin, I was like, "You wanna like stay in LA, just relax?" And he was like, "I don't know, like I kind of want to go home." And I was like, "Okay, like I'm happy to go home." And so we were kind of weighing it out. We're like, if we go home, it's like we're gonna see our friends, we're gonna see our parents, we're gonna be running around, and if we stay out here, we're gonna just probably watch a lot of Game of Thrones.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Are you guys caught up to date on House of the Dragon?
That's all.
No, so we started. Gavin's watched it like 4
I have no
times.
idea what it is.
Game of Thrones.
Game
No,
of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones.
Okay.
And so during spring training, we started from the beginning because I had seen like the first couple seasons, but then stopped.
And then stopped.
So now we're like halfway through season 6,
Okay.
and apparently it's just getting good. That's what Gavin's saying.
That's
I'm like,
what-
it
that's
hasn't
what they
been good
say.
for the first 6 seasons.
They're like, what was everything we also
Right.
just watched?
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, I didn't watch it until I watched House of the Dragon season 1 first,
Oh.
and then that's what finally got me to finally watch Game of Thrones. Because previously I was like, it's fine, I missed the boat, it's whatever. And then I watched the first season of House of the Dragon. I was like, okay, well now I
You're
need
like,
to know
okay,
what the
I'm
hell's happened prior or after.
Yeah, any day we have an off day or whatever, I'm like, Molly, what'd you do? And she's like, we watched Game of Thrones all day long.
Literally.
Nice. She's like, we ordered it.
We watched the whole season.
have
Pizza.
to.
Yeah.
What happens when he goes on the road and you want to watch the next episode?
Well, we have like FaceTimed
He's
and
seen
tried
it
to
4
sync
times.
it. True, I could just go without him. I should just do that.
Yeah.
But that's when I watch like my terrible rom-com.
Love.
bad
They're not
TV.
terrible.
They're not. They're
Thank you.
wonderful.
I
Rom-coms
love
are
them.
great.
I'm like laying in bed. I'm just have a rom-com for each.
Every time I'm like, I want
good
to
for
watch
the
a
soul.
rom-com. Alex is like, let's watch a thriller. And I'm like,
Oh,
No.
That's the opposite.
No, absolutely not.
no.
No.
Do you guys go on most
Veto.
road trips with them, or do you stay back?
I pick, like, when the season schedule comes out, I kind of go through and pick what I want to go to. And then we obviously go to the family trip. That's a really big one that I don't really miss.
Mhm.
But other than that, and it's also nice to be able to be like, oh, you know what, actually I'm going to come. So,
Yeah.
but for the most part, no, I don't travel too much. Just because we have dogs, and I don't feel like that's fair to pawn them off to my in-laws, and like those are our responsibility. But yeah, so I'll pick a few like series here and there, and I'll go do that.
Nice. Wait, what's the family trip?
Yeah, I
So,
was curious about that.
is
I
it
thought you
just
guys
like
had
a
family
trip.
day.
Yes, so family
Yesterday,
trip
right? It was
is
Sunday.
yeah.
Yeah.
So family trip is Dodgers pick out a series, and sometimes it's the last year. Last year it was the longest series in the
Wasn't
season.
it like a 3-city trip?
Yes. So the
Whoa.
family gets to travel with them the whole entire time.
Like,
So
kids,
we'll take off from
wives,
LA,
everybody.
yes, and we all get on a plane, and then we go from each one, and then in
So
each
you're
city.
not going on the plane with them? Normally?
Okay, yeah. So normally you cannot. You don't fly on the plane with them to go wherever. You need to buy your own ticket.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Didn't know
if
that.
they are coming home, so like say where are they going? So if they
They're
come home from Detroit, this
Detroit,
time,
yeah.
you can catch that flight back home to LA with
So you
them.
can take
Okay.
that's a plane ride home, just not
Yes.
2.
And
Yeah.
is that more so meant to like they're just free from distraction, can focus on the series ahead?
Yeah, I think so because they have their own plane and everything, and I think it's more just like this is not, which I think a lot of people don't understand.
It's not fun.
This
It's
is
just
not
a
vacation.
Yeah.
It's a
It's
job.
a job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
It's
they-
a
I guess
it's
you
a
have to
lot.
create some
yeah, like it's
separation.
still
Yeah.
a business.
Yes.
Like it's still a career.
Yeah, so it's not just all fun all the time. It's there are some times that like they did this time. They'll text like maybe a couple days before and be like, "Hey, we decided that you can catch the flight there, or from a connecting if there's not." So sometimes they'll like open up and change things. But
Yeah, it's
most
not like
of
a
the time,
block hard roll.
Yeah.
Okay. For the most part.
for the most part though. But so they'll pick out a series. So this year was Chicago, and then Chicago to San Fran was the family trip. And so everyone gets to go on that, and then they will plan stuff in each city.
Mhm.
Like we did the boat
Huge
trip,
boat
boat
night.
cruise,
Yep.
and then
I saw that. That looked amazing.
it was
Who
I
puts
didn't
those
get to go. I had
together?
so much
Yeah.
FOMO.
Who's in charge of like planning those outings? 'Cause
Yeah.
that seems fun.
Yeah.
it's a lot. So
and
we have a
all
new
the
girl.
wives and girlfriends and fiancés seem so close. I love
Yeah,
it.
have such
so
a good
that's
group.
a big thing of like helping get us so close is doing like these things together.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have one girl, Patricia, and she is the liaison for the Dodger wives and the Dodgers.
Like she
So-
works for their organization.
Yes, and she sets
Like
up.
solely.
She does
For
family
family.
days.
Wow,
She does like
cool.
any little thing that we never even thought of.
She's amazing.
She is so amazing. She does everything. So anything that we need, anything that she thinks we should do, I can't even tell you guys. She has changed. Like
Yeah, she's amazing.
she came in
Wow.
and just
She's made it like a family
She made,
environment versus just like
Shout out
Goody
Patricia.
bags.
Shout out
We love
Patricia.
Patricia.
We love Patricia.
go Patricia.
She is such a great
She's
just
a great-
person and human and so thoughtful and caring.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she coordinates all that stuff. So, and sometimes she'll come on the trip with us also. Like she came to Korea with us, and then she came with us on the family trip. But she does that. But for the boat cruise that we just did, V Hayward set that up. So some of the girls, like the veteran girls, will take initiative and they will do things like we also have a girls' dinner coming up. But then Bree did the game night, and then sometimes Ellen. Last year she did like a game night for everyone, but it was husbands and wives. So we had like a whole.
that's
It was so much fun.
Day or
Would love to be a
something,
fly
right?
on that wall.
Yeah, it was
That'd
a lot
be
of
so
fun.
cool.
They had a person come in or like a company, and it wasn't just like, we're setting
like
up
a game
No,
mediator.
the game person.
Yeah.
What games were you playing?
We were playing.
I didn't
Okay.
get to go.
Oh, she wasn't here.
I'm a game
next
nerd.
time.
Me
Yes.
and Nick, that's literally, we're getting married in Italy, and I was like, I just want one night where we just
Oh my
play games with
gosh.
everybody.
We also learned that Allie once punched Adam during a game.
Okay, look, it wasn't that aggressive. It was a little aggressive.
Can you confirm?
But
or
it was
deny?
more just like a little jab in the shoulder.
I still have the bruise.
Calm down.
I thought you said your sister played football.
Okay.
Oh,
true.
good one.
Look, I hate losing.
I'm sorry, did you go on the River Architecture Cruise in Chicago? Is that the cruise you're
So
referring
we
to?
went on the
It was on that same river.
yes, but it
But it
was on
wasn't-
her boat.
It's
Yeah.
like a personal boat.
It was a personal, it was very lavish. It was so much fun, so beautiful.
It looked amazing.
Yeah. So that was really
Yeah,
cool. And then she set up a dinner before that. And then what else did we do? Then we had a boat
And we
cruise.
did another boat cruise in
Yeah,
San
in
Francisco.
San Francisco, which Patricia and the Dodgers set up.
That was
And
just
that
like
was- that was for
through
all the
day,
families,
Yeah.
yes. And
Aw.
that was really cool. I've never done that before. And
That's cool.
it was really nice. My parents, my mom and her husband got to come on that with me, so that was actually really cool.
Yeah.
Aw.
But yeah, so they set up like a lot of different things. But yeah, we just had family day too, which I think a lot of organizations do.
Mm-hmm.
They do a family day, which is just like a bunch of games and different vendors and stuff for the kids, and you get to like get a jersey and then you take pictures on the field.
That's really
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
So that's really nice.
Just like some organized things.
Yes.
Yeah, because
involve
to your
everyone.
point, the season is long, so to have
Right.
these things, it probably helps to like break up.
Yes.
you know,
Definitely.
the
And
fact
get
of
some
that.
Right.
spending time together, because
Yeah.
another thing is I don't think a lot of people think of is they think, oh, the guys just show up like an hour before the game and they're ready to play baseball. Like, no,
It's not Little League
They-
anymore.
they are there from 11 to 12 hours a day, honestly,
Wow.
every day. And it's,
Yeah.
so we don't really see them.
No.
And then it's like on the off days, I'm sure the guys just want to like hang out and just chill. But then it's nice to sometimes have these like family things.
Mm-hmm.
And also I think it helps with like the team chemistry, because then you get
Yeah.
to see everybody interact.
I really feel like they're
Right.
gelling this year, and all the girls.
Yes.
You
And
see
that
the
must be so
clubhouse,
nice.
it feels like such an important thing. Like,
Yeah.
It is.
if,
Yeah.
if you have fractured relationships in that, you don't play as well
You're not
together.
gonna play well. No.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
No.
You won't be
They're-
getting as many sunflower seeds.
No. Right in the face.
That is true.
But like even for you girls, there's no one that can relate to what you're going through other than each other.
Yes.
So just that bond must be so important.
It is, and I think it's only gotten better over the years that we've been there. And it's been like a huge focus for sure, which is so nice, because yeah, like you said, it's really nice to have those girls to go to and just know what you're going through and be able to talk about those things, especially when the guys are gone, like to be able to be like, hey, like, can I come over and just hang out? Can we watch the game
Can we just
together?
watch the game? Like, just simple. You don't
Just
even have
simple
to do
little
anything
things. Yes,
crazy.
it doesn't need to be anything crazy, but to be able to like have that is
Yeah.
so huge.
It's, you don't think about it, but there will be like 2-week-long road trips, and you're by yourself. And like, I don't have dogs. We don't have
Yeah.
children.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there like, I get home from work, and I'm like, okay, like, what do I do the
Yeah.
rest of the day? So
Game
it's
of
just
Thrones.
right. So
But
I
I-
watch a whole season.
But I think it's
But-
like such a different relationship too, because I mean, I have friends. Obviously, we have friends from before this, but they don't understand baseball life. And
Different
so to
dynamic.
have
So-
have that, it's just,
I've had like friends be like, oh, is Gavin coming home for your birthday? And you're like, yep.
Baseball season's a carrot
Yeah,
on
he
your
could just
birthday.
come home
Yeah,
one
he just
day.
took the day off. Not a big deal.
like my favorite thing is the past couple times I've gone to weddings, and they're like, "Oh, Alex couldn't come," and I'm like, "No, he's playing a game right now." He's like, "Oh,
Actually,
you
it's
can't
on
miss
my
it."
phone.
I'm like,
He's shutting it down on the mound right now.
Yeah.
It's like, wait,
I'm
no,
like, actually, I'm gonna watch really quick. Sorry.
you're like,
Yeah.
You're like 6th inning coming up.
Yeah, I'm like in the
right.
ceremony, like just watching me. No, I'm just kidding. But one of my friends
No
was getting
weddings
married
here,
in the
peak
first
season.
weekend, or like a couple days before the first weekend in playoffs, And she was like, hey, so I'm getting married in October, and I was like, okay. And she was like, no, it's on Thursday before playoffs. I said, oh, cool, I'll be there. I'll be there. I said, but other than that, no, I will not be there.
Wait, where is that wedding?
In San Fran. So I'm just gonna fly there for a day and fly right back. But I was like,
we thank her for that.
Yes.
Oh, one of the girls was just telling me she is a bridesmaid in a wedding that is on Game 7 of the World Series.
Stop.
Yes. Wait, Macy.
Yes.
Yes.
And so she's
and
like,
I was like, I said, ma'am.
Stretched out here in that.
bridesmaid.
Yeah. I was like, maybe can't miss that.
No.
But,
Yeah.
Ooh,
So are you guys watching every game? Like, are you invested in every win and loss? Because I feel like you would need to
watch every game.
separate yourself.
I mean, yeah,
somehow.
I will. Like, if I'm at home, like if the guys are on the road and I'm at home, it's on like in the background for sure.
Yeah.
But like,
Or like, we'll be in yoga and
yeah.
we'll get the notification
I'm
on
like,
watch,
yeah,
we're like in downward dog.
yes, and now we're
And like, you have the MLB app and
Yeah.
you get
Yes.
yeah, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I'm like,
Same.
Molly, Gavin just had a hit, and then yeah, so
You're
it's
like,
really funny. But I feel like they kind of all just blend together for me.
Truly.
So, but yes, they're on in the background. They're
Yeah.
like my mother-in-law. Anytime Alex is warming up, or if I'm at the game and I see Alex warming up, I'll text her and be like, Alex is warming up, or she'll text me, Alex is warming up, so then I can like tune in.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's not like I don't think I'm like every win and loss. I'm like, oh damn, like I just kind of like
I feel like you
goes.
couldn't.
You
No.
I remember
you'll go
listening to
insane.
Courtney Turner's podcast, and she said Justin allows her to ask him 3 questions after each game, but then like he needs to shut it off because he really needs to separate like personal life from work life when he goes home.
Yes.
So I was wondering
So
about
me and
that
Alex,
for you girls and for the guys.
Yeah, me and
how
Alex
they
have
do
had that talk of where like last season, obviously it wasn't the best season, but he did a really great job of when he came home. He came home.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had to leave whatever happened at the field, leave it there, or sometimes in some cases we would like he would have that night, and he would have that night to feel really crappy and be mad. But when we woke up the next day, it's a new day, and so he does a really great job of separating for sure. I'm not really one to like ask him questions because I don't like. I guess it's different as hitters and pitchers.
So like, if I go to the game, we'll like we kind of wait for them by the parking lot, and then once they come, we walk up to the car. And if it's a good game, then it's kind of you're free.
It's fun to talk
But if
about.
it was kind of a hard day, I'll usually just be like, you want to talk about it, or you want to talk about other things, or you don't want to talk? And he'll say one of the 3, and so we'll either talk about baseball, we won't talk about baseball, or we'll just listen to some music on the drive home, and then that's just kind of how we do it.
So I think we do. I just do. How'd you feel out there? You looked good. Like everything felt good, and that's about it. That's the extent of that we talk about baseball.
Kind of let them guide it.
Yeah.
Yes,
because
for sure.
I might watch and be like, oh, he struck out, like, but he might see it as like he had a really good at bat. He just wasn't given anything to hit. So it's just kind of like
that's
you
so
don't
funny,
know.
You never know what you're gonna get.
I know, truly. You could think like they are.
I'm like, oh god,
he's
gonna
be
be
so cranky.
Yes.
And he comes out and he's like,
and you're like,
wanna
oh,
go get ice
you're in
cream?
a good mood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How has it changed from like when you first started dating and learning about this baseball life?
Yeah.
Like how has it changed for you guys from the beginning till now?
I feel like it's
how you
changed.
interact with them, your lives, like
Yeah, it's changed a lot for me because I didn't know anything about baseball. His family's helped me obviously a lot, and like after watching all these games, like, and then being there for him for every off season. Like normally I'm there at every bullpen he throws for the off season.
Yeah.
Actually, we joked about it this year. I was not there for like I think almost all of his bullpens because I was like at Pilates or working out, and he's like, "Oh, now you're a wife, and now you don't come to any of my bullpen games or bullpens." And I'm like, "No, I'm sorry," but before that,
Pilates is important.
yeah,
babe.
I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to keep this going. No,
looking good.
Do you
for
want
you.
a pretty life?
yeah, no, seriously. But so before that though, I was at every bullpen, and so like hearing his coaches and him, or the guys just like talk, I feel like I've learned a lot. And then obviously getting to know him better, and then more as a player, like we just have a lot of boundaries of. Just like I let him figure out his thing. Like he's obviously a professional athlete. I'm just here to support him. So, but I do like to ask him questions, like in different things. But it's changed. I feel like it's changed a lot. Like as we gotten older and as I'm more realized that it's our whole life is not baseball. Leaving it at the field is very important to me. Especially because like I need more connection than like I said, it's way more than baseball. So
well, and your whole lives aren't going like. sad to say, but like we all age out at some point.
Yeah,
Because
right.
you know you get older and your body falls apart, and you know.
Yeah.
I've already hit that at 32. Fun times. But you do this is an incredible season in
Yes.
which they're in,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not the entire history journey
Yes.
of your life. Like
Right.
it's a season, and then there'll be a new season when baseball is over, and you don't want to go into that new season and be like, oh, we've done nothing but just talk about baseball
Yeah.
and only think
baseball.
about
Right.
baseball that whole
Right.
time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like for you, this is something we were interested about because obviously last year was not a very fun one
Not a
for
fun
Gavin
one at all.
with
No.
the injury.
Yeah.
But your background with being an
Yeah.
athletic trainer, like, what did that look like for you? Like, did he want your help? Did you want to help? Was it
Yeah.
like what did that support look like? Because it was a different season for you
Yeah.
guys.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I was in Florida when he tore it, and I was actually at work, and one of the girls, Kara, texted me and was like, "Oh, Gavin just went down. Just wanted you to know." And I was like, "Okay, like you get hit by a pitch," and then she's like, "They're carting him off," and I was like, "Oh,
You're like, I know that means.
that's not good." And so then I had pulled up the game. I like had it on my phone, I think, and I pulled it up and like rewinded because I had missed what had happened and watched it, and I was like, "Oh no." So then, and thankfully his sister lives in Arizona, so she was able to kind of be there with him pretty quickly. But I was stuck in Florida. I was in school.
Yeah.
His parents were in Wisconsin. So like he got the MRI and everything, and we're just kind of like waiting. And then obviously we found out it was really not a good 4 days probably for all of us. It was just like okay, this is what's happening. We need to wrap our heads around it. And then his parents were able to fly out to LA for surgery. His sister was there. And then thankfully my spring break was like maybe a week after he had gotten surgery. No, not even. Probably like 3 days after he had gotten surgery. So his parents had been there like helping take care of him because I mean he like couldn't do anything. He could barely get out of bed after surgery. So they were there until I flew in, and then I was there for like a week of spring break after surgery. Took it with him to physical therapy and everything, which is actually where I work now. So that's very small world. Yes.
Wait, is that how you
That's how I found the
knew
place.
about it?
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's fun.
One good
like,
thing.
that's a good
Right.
idea.
I know. Yeah. So yeah, it was easier, I think, for him because he could ask me questions outside of PT, right? Even like down the hallway in the hotel, I was like, pick up your toes when you're walking with your crutches. Like I'm like trying to help him outside of PT because I had, a background in it, and he could bounce things off me, like, why does this feel like this? So I think that helped a lot. And then even just me having a background working with athletes who have had long-term injuries and gone through surgeries and rehab and stuff, just him being able to be like, it's just one of those days, or it was a really good day, or send me videos from PT if he did something really great and I could, cheer him on or whatever. So it definitely helped to have a background in athletic training with all of that. But yeah, it was a hard year. I mean, you're in your platform year and you have this crazy injury. Like it's not, I mean, no baseball injury is fun, but especially an upper body injury is a lot more common. And even everyone at the Dodgers was kind of like, a knee? What do we do with the knee? Like, yeah, exactly.
Like,
it's just very different.
Yeah.
Right.
Supposed to.
Right. It seems like the Dodgers organization has just rallied behind him this whole time and just really believes in him.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I actually was
great.
at Dodger Stadium. I went to a women in sports event, which kind of kicked off this whole
kinda how
wanting to
this
podcast thing.
Okay.
And that was back in November, and
Okay.
Gavin was on the field, and
Yes.
I'm like, yes, he's coming.
Yeah. No, he spent a ton of the off season. So normally we spend off season in Wisconsin, and he spent 2 weeks in Wisconsin total. He was in LA all the time. He was in Arizona a lot too, but he was putting in so much work every single day, which I mean, they all continue to work in the off season. But I think for him, it was just so hard because he had taken 9 months away from baseball completely. So it wasn't just getting ready for season. It was coming back after a whole year off.
Yeah.
And then getting ready for season and trying to, figure out the shortstop second base situation, and just he put so much pressure on himself because he wanted to come back and just pick up right where he left off.
A lot of people expected him to come back and be like, oh, it's Gavin Lux, and it's like, no.
Not
people
anyone that knows baseball.
It seems like people forgot.
That's been like
horrible, significant injury.
Truly.
Like
Yes.
it's that's hard. It's hard to come back in general. But to your point, to be away from the game that long, not just like rehab an injury and then like do normal things again. It's like rehab an injury and get back into
professional baseball.
that position.
Right.
and all of a sudden just be really, really good.
Yeah, it's like,
And, like,
everybody calm your tits.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
Let's take a second.
Yeah.
He hasn't, knock on wood, had like an extreme injury like that ever in his whole life. So this is truly the first year of his life since he was this big that he had sat out of a baseball season, and he just was like, what do I do? Like,
I'm sure he learned so much from that, from going down.
Right.
And it seems like really the organization and all the guys have rallied behind him and really tried to help him.
Yeah.
This kind of leads into another question I had, because, you know, we talk about how fans and all these different sports shows, it's such an overreaction of every little thing. It's
Constant.
like they're either the best player in the game, and then the next day they're the worst.
We love them. No, I hate you.
And especially like
Yeah.
Alex has had an ebbs and flows. This year he's crushing it, and actually I don't know if he heard this, but Dave Roberts went on one of the shows and said that Alex has been who he's been most pleasantly surprised by with just his maturity and leadership in that bullpen.
Yeah.
Which I really loved.
Love that.
So I wanted to share that with you.
Thank you. That's great. No, it's kind of, that's one of the things I think that kind of like not really surprised me was how quick they are to turn on you.
Quick.
Like, how do you guys deal with the
Quick.
criticism?
Yeah.
Are the guys
So-
listening to all these?
See,
Do
that's
you just
Are
do
you just
ignore it? That's what I don't get obviously the same amount, but like even with just this little venture,
yeah.
I just kind of ignore it.
We
I'm
don't
like,
ever
I
hate.
can't look
We
at
will
it.
challenge them,
It hurts.
but we're
Yeah.
always encouraging.
Yeah, so you can go. You want to go first?
No, go for
Okay,
it.
so last year I took off completely from everything. TikTok, Instagram, I took it off. I couldn't deal with it, and I could see how it affected Alex too. So he took off last year too. And we just went through it together, and it really brought us like closer together. I think that was one of the best years we've had. Instead of it completely derailing us and making things worse, it only brought us like closer together because obviously we were in it together, but just to be there with each other and just take a break from all of that. And then we kind of just came to the conclusion that, you know what, nobody's going to understand what we're going through. And if those people were in our shoes, they would not last a day. Yeah. You leave a comment like that and you would probably cry and do some really damaging stuff. But we get it every day, and it's just like comes with the life. So it's kind of like either you need to do what some of the girls do, and they have private social media accounts, they don't do that stuff. Or if you're going to do social media, you need to have a thicker skin and be like, you know, it is what it is. You're not happy, and that's fine. And you're going to leave hateful stuff on me, but that has nothing to do with me. That has everything to do with you.
Yep.
That's your problem.
Yep. That's really important to know.
Yes. So, and I think Alex has done some things too where like we all do, I think a lot of the girls do, is we fix our social media to like block out certain things and filter things. And anytime I see something, I block it. I'm just like, I don't need to, that negativity is obviously going to come. But I think it's very important to just kind of realize that it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
When people are much
Everyone-
bolder behind a
Yes,
computer
I'm
Everyone
like,
thinks they know how to throw a pitch at 95 miles an hour, hit a baseball.
I'm
Like,
like, you
yeah,
would never
they will
say that to
strike
him.
out, and I will like just be like, what time is it? And then it's like, I hope you break your arm. And I'm just like, okay. Like, it is
Yes.
so fast. He hasn't even gotten back to the dugout yet, and someone has commented.
It's like you can't even do remotely what he does.
Right.
So maybe shut up. And
Yeah.
two, you would never say this to a person's face.
If you
Right.
saw him in person, you'd be like, oh my god. it's
Exactly.
Yes, you would not
Exactly.
Yes.
shit.
How have
Yeah.
you guys dealt with the
Yeah.
criticism?
Yeah, so Gavin usually will delete his Twitter during season.
Yes, Alex did.
We have gotten in some, like, before he started doing that, like, you'll come out of a bad game and, like, search Gavin Lux. And it's like, why would I do it too? It's so bad. Because I don't know why. It's like you're searching for the hateful comments.
Unless
I've done
we
it with
have
movie
talked
reviews.
about the
It's-
angry
yeah,
winning.
It's different,
Yeah.
but I have done
yeah.
that.
So sometimes you just can't help it. So he has deleted it. I have made myself stop searching his name. And then
Just search on good
Instagram-
days.
Yeah.
Right.
Just for the
Awesome.
good
He's been
stuff.
doing great lately.
And then you go
Yes.
on there and it's still.
And then
you're
yeah,
like,
no, they
oh.
still find something.
Like he hit for the cycle, Googling.
Yeah.
Truly. Yes, but then on my Instagram, I do have like certain words like filtered on my
Oh,
comments.
that's
So
smart.
if someone's like, you're trash, then I'll just go like add trash. to the
Oh,
do not
that's how it
allow.
works.
You could
Okay.
just
So you can
turn
like
off comments,
you can
like,
add
fully.
to it. Like
Yes.
it's like
You can do emojis. You can do So
Yeah,
like
that's
the
good to
trash
know.
can emoji and the word trash. Like you can do it all.
Yeah.
So and then usually I'll just delete the comment right away because I have my notifications on, so that way I can see it and delete it. If it's on his, then I obviously can't do that.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
sometimes I honestly like to read it and I just giggle because people say the
It's-
funniest
That's
things.
also what we do
Yes,
too. Me
yes.
and Alex will sit there and I will just like on my TikTok videos and we will just laugh at what people say and I'm like
There was someone when we were in Korea who sent like you, me, Dasha, like
Oh, yes.
5 of us this message about like I pray that you and your family are genuinely unhappy.
Yes.
And we're all like in the bleachers like, did you get this? Did you get this? We were
Yes.
cracking up like people
there's-
just
yeah.
People are
It's
bored,
crazy
really.
that
Yeah.
people
I'm like,
take
yeah.
the time out of their day to say something
Yes.
mean.
Like,
We've
it's
been
reminding
learning it a
us-
little bit as we've been posting
Yeah.
videos, and we don't know everything about baseball.
Yeah,
Yes.
like,
But we're
that's
just putting
why
ourselves out
we're
there.
not a recap show, nor are we
Yes.
over here.
I
like,
find it funny.
throwing the stats. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I'm like,
honestly,
you
I
tell
laugh at a
stories.
lot.
she's getting used to it. I'm
I'm
just
getting
like,
better at it. I just don't like mean people,
Well,
so
it's
I'm
so
working
unnecessary. But if
Yeah.
you just
it
kinda
just means
spin
that
it,
they're really unhappy in their lives.
Yeah.
Yes.
If they need to take time out of their day to make someone else feel bad,
Yeah.
and I feel sad for them.
Right.
sometimes
Yeah.
I'll comment back and I'm like, do you feel better? Yeah. I hope
See,
No,
I have
and
to hold myself back
No,
from
and I will,
commenting
no,
back.
no, but like, do you feel better? And I was like, I hope that that helped you feel better because like obviously you needed
That's the
to say
perfect
that.
thing
And
to
I'm
That's
like,
a
it's,
fantastic answer.
I think it's
That
so
is,
funny.
I think, my new response because that is
Yeah.
the thing. I'm just like,
Obviously
do
you
you have
needed
nothing
that.
better to
Yeah.
do?
I mean,
like, I
really.
just don't.
Yeah.
Like, okay, your fun comments like 2 blonde girls know nothing about baseball. I'm like, well, that's actually factually incorrect. We know a lot about baseball.
Yeah.
But somehow you're still
anyway.
listening to us
But
and
like,
watched our videos, so
you're
thanks for the
right.
view.
Like, you're engaging with us, so what does
Yeah.
it say about you, really?
Well, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, people are really
Yeah.
bold.
So
They're
I,
really
yeah.
fun.
And I even have like, sometimes I'll just do like on days that are not so great with Alex out there, I just stay off my Instagram and stuff.
You know?
But it's gotten a lot better after me and Alex just kind of sat down and we're like, okay, if this is what we're gonna do, like
Yeah.
this is what needs to be done. Like this is what needs to happen. So
Sometimes people are so nice with like, I'm
Yes.
praying for you on your recovery. Like the messages
Yes.
when Gavin got hurt were
Yes.
like so beyond nice
I
to
was
me,
one of
to
those
him, to his
comments.
parents. We appreciate you.
Melissa's like, hi.
Like, that's
Oh,
it.
you're gonna come back better than ever.
Yes, yeah.
She's a
But
very positive person.
There's
If you
also
couldn't
that.
tell.
So
love
I
it.
think that's another thing is like it's so easy to focus on such like the terrible, horrible, negative stuff.
Yeah.
But also there are so many people out there that really genuinely just are such big fans and they care so much.
right.
And so it's really nice to have that. And I'll have girls come up in the stadium and they're like, I love your TikToks, I watch your and it just makes me feel so good. And the one of my funniest things is Alex will come home from the game and he'll be like, I get more comments about your TikToks getting yelled at me in the bullpen than people
That's
about
amazing.
me. And I'm like, I love that.
You're like, you're welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, truly.
Or like we'll be out on the street and girls will be like, oh my god, it is you. And she's like, I noticed Alex because of you. And I'm like,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
No,
I wanted
he's
to
so
ask
cute.
if you
I
guys
love
have
that.
had any funny like fan encounters.
I think I haven't had any funny ones. I've had just the
No.
normal like, oh my
Yeah.
god, it's Alex Vesia.
They're like, can I take a picture?
Yes.
And then I'm like, Gavin,
Yeah.
I'm famous. Like, I've had like 3 girls ask me for a picture, and I'm like, I'm coming for you.
yes.
You're like, watch out.
But
You're gonna be a nobody.
yeah, I don't think I've had any like funny ones really. Just
Yeah.
just the normal like people coming up and asking for
I
pictures.
love
and
when
stuff.
people comment on your TikToks.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I love
I
that.
love your TikToks.
Yeah, that makes me feel real good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No.
Well, I was gonna say, is there anything that you guys would want, like, the fans to know about, like, either yourselves or about, like, Alex and Gavin, like, that they wouldn't be able to get from, I don't know, the regular sources?
I'm trying to think.
It's a good
That's a great
question.
question.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I think you can kind of start to see it now, like that Alex is on the team. He is just the biggest goofball, jokester, like kid at heart, and he genuinely loves what he does. And he has like such a passion and drive that I've like never seen before. So to be able to see him just thrive and like just conquer and do his thing out there has been so great. But yeah, he is just the most like lighthearted person.
He really is.
He
He's always
is
like
such a goofball. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you think like how he is on the mound 100% is who he is in person. Like he is just so energetic, so bubbly. Like he Yeah.
Except for he gets like aggressive on
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah,
He's
I
not
love
a
it.
fun person.
Yes.
I love when the guys show their
Yes.
emotions and
Yeah.
when he's
Yes.
got that dog in
Yes.
him on
When
that mound.
he strikes somebody out and throws a good pitch, just that fire.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's what I live for when I
yes.
watch the games.
And
those
yeah, and he
moments.
very much carries that over into life with like anything he does.
Yeah.
He has so much passion, and he's just a goofball, and the biggest jokester.
I think just this isn't Gavin specific, but just baseball player specific. It's like kind of what we've been talking about this whole time. Is like they're just regular people.
Yeah.
Like they're just really good at baseball.
Yeah.
But like they still have emotions. They
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
have good days and bad days. Like, and I think people just like forget that, and like especially coming from like the hateful comment side of things, it's just like they're still regular people. They work really, really hard.
Yeah.
And they didn't just get handed like this career. They've worked their butts off to get to where they are, and
they're humans
just because
with
they
cool
have
jobs.
a bad
Yes.
game, right, doesn't mean that they are
Yeah.
any less or any better than anyone else.
Well, I mean, as I mentioned, my fiance's dad was a relief pitcher, and they've said the same thing where it's like, even to make it to that level,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
even to you were a Major League Baseball player, whether people like know your name as a regular household name or not, the fact that you make it there is incredible because so many don't.
Yeah.
The amount of guys that play in the minors,
I was gonna say I don't know the
that
stat,
don't
but I've
ever
heard
make
it,
it
and
up.
it's insane. Yes.
and and people think, oh, you're a baseball player, like you're making just like millions. It's like, no, they're not.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Not
They're
everybody
also
has
working
that
really
show
hard
money,
for
yo.
it.
Yeah.
Truly.
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Or even Mookie. Look, Mookie had a good 10-year contract. I mean,
Yeah.
Shohei's kind of just threw everyone's out the water, but
What show? He's only making $2 million.
Yeah.
true.
Regular guy.
No, but yeah, it's
But they're just people.
Right.
they are.
It's my experience with like, we work with actors, and I'm like, you're still a
Yes,
person.
Exactly. They still
One
keep
body
around.
face,
They
you're-
still
Yeah.
tell jokes. Like,
There's a saying
normal
out there.
stuff.
I don't know. I mean, it's probably. I guess anything's kosher for the podcast.
Let's
But
hear it.
there's that saying out there. It's like everyone like still like craps and farts or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like they're no different.
Yes,
They're no
they're all the same. They're all
Yeah.
goofy guys.
they
out
are
there.
just a bunch of goofy.
I feel like, and I don't know if it's just like this team or just baseball, but they're all kids. They're all
Truly.
children. Like
Yes.
their jokes and stuff. I'm like, you guys
It
are
seems
all
like it.
the
Yes.
freaking
And like, are you
same.
12 still?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like when they all get together, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh. I'm like, oh, so your husband's just like that too? Great.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not the only
well, like,
one. Okay,
just
good.
me sitting around being like, oh, well, guess what my husband did? Oh, well, guess what my husband
Yes.
did? And it's just all these like, oh, yeah, he left with like 2 different shoes on, or
Yes.
he just like
Oh,
did whatever.
yes,
just, like,
or
all...
we just had one where it's like, yeah, he forgot his suitcase, so
Oh
he
my
had
God.
to
no.
Instacart clothes, and I'm like,
Yep.
and
Stop
she
it.
was like, well,
And,
I
she
was
was, and
do
then they
that.
didn't fit.
yes, and then she's like, so, and I wasn't there to remind him to get his suitcase. It's just like little
Yeah.
things like that, and you're just like, yeah, they're all the
And then
same.
they'd be
Yeah.
lost without us.
Literally,
Truly.
yeah.
Adam,
Yeah.
Well,
final
imagine
one.
if they were always like intense, angry.
Oh,
Oh
I
my
know,
gosh,
yeah,
no.
no,
you
they
couldn't
are,
get through a season like that.
No.
no, and I think that's a lot of guys. It's just like every day, you just gotta tick off the days.
Mm-hmm.
Every day.
Just focus on
Today's a new
that
day, yeah.
Is there
That's-
anything that stands out that you've learned about like other organizations? Obviously, we love the Dodgers so much. Like, what do you
We're a
think
big fan. We
creates?
think they're
They have
good.
such a
Just
great
a little-
reputation,
just a
though.
little
Even
bit.
when other teams talk about the Dodgers and all they're doing,
Yeah.
no one in baseball seems to hate that off-season spending because they know it's growing the game. Like,
Right.
what do you think? Have you learned anything about this organization in particular that makes them such like first class?
I think so. Do you want to go?
I mean, yeah, they're first class in everything they do. Like, that's the perfect way to say it. They treat their families, their wives, the children, like,
It's-
every aspect of it. The athletic trainers, the strength and conditioning, the coaches, like,
I think they all
every
understand that it
aspect
all
of it.
goes together.
yeah.
And that
It's-
if you want to be the best, every
Right.
part of your organization needs to be
Right.
the
You
best.
can't just have,
Yeah.
nice batting cages. You need to have, like, every single aspect of it. They put top notch.
Yeah,
you
we've
know,
had like friends
resources
get
into.
traded, and not saying that other organizations they all do things great in their own ways, but like you just kind of realize how blessed you are. And the Dodgers really do care. They are so family oriented
Yeah.
because they understand that it's not just these guys. It takes your family to get you to how special they are. And so for them to take care of us the way they do, it just spills over into the game every day. But that has been
Gavin's never been with another organization,
Yeah.
so I always kind of like, we always talk about it. We're like, oh gosh, like, I'm sure the grass isn't always greener somewhere else. Like, maybe, I don't know. I think every organization has, you know, its perks and maybe places where it lacks comparatively, but like you said, the Dodgers are really first class, and you hear your girlfriends go to other teams and you kind of hear about how they do things, and you're like, oh, that actually sounds really nice. Or at the same time, you're like, oh shoot, well, I'm sorry, we do this type of deal. So it's very it's different everywhere, and we're very lucky to be in this organization right now.
I think we've heard some stuff where like guys that are going to come over or like, and they ask about what they do for their families, because that's very important.
It is a big thing.
And so for them to be like, this is what we do. We have a lady that does all this stuff for. So I think that's like a very big,
it's like a selling point to get players to want to play for the organization.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's also like having to know that the guys are leaving on the road and you are in good hands with the girls and friends and friendships that you have here is just another bonus, because I truly on the Dodgers have not met some family or some ladies or wives or whatever that have not genuinely been so nice and so welcoming.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's not
really good.
They're so nice.
Love hearing that.
Yeah, and so it's just like you can talk to whoever. Of course, you have your like close knit, like me and Molly.
Yeah.
We're very close.
Right.
Like, and of course, everyone has their own little things. But when you're all together, it's not like
It's not catty.
It's not.
no.
No.
It's just it's more like like we're here for
like
that's
in
great.
literally
You
in
need
our
a vet?
group chat, somebody
We're
hits a
here.
home run, everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah, so
They're
that's
like,
really
what'd you
fun.
feed him for breakfast?
Well, like we hear from the guys in every one of their like post game interviews, like it was a team win.
Yeah.
Everything's about the
Yeah.
team. Nothing is me. It's all we.
And that's
which
exactly how
I
it is
love.
with like those guys are just like that off the camera. Like all those guys are anytime they see you, they know you by name, and they're like, "Hey Kayla, hey Molly, how are you? Hey, good to see you. Like how are your dogs? How like it's very close. So that's really nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
How many games do you guys go to a year, would you say?
I feel like Molly. Yeah, so like
do you
it's
go to
different.
more?
It's
Yes.
very different.
I feel like
How
you
does
go
it
to more
work
just
with-
based on
with
already
like where you
liking
sit?
it.
Well,
And she has
well,
a puppy.
Is it different every time where you sit?
No, we have a
we have
specific
a section.
Oh,
that we
okay.
sit.
Yeah.
That's monitored like by security and stuff.
That's probably smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're seeing this TikTok star. She's
Yeah.
security.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Kayla.
No, but one of the funny things is Kevin Biggio. Biggio? Yeah, his dad is like the Hall
of Famer.
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And it was really funny because we were sitting there with him and like people were coming up and like, can we have your
Can you
autograph
sign
and
this
stuff?
piece?
And I was like, what's going on? I got like,
I was like, Kayla. I had to give her all the background.
yeah, I was like, oh, thank you. But so we all sit like in the same area. Sometimes we'll have like sweet nights and stuff. But also, I feel like it's different for pitchers and hitters.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I will go if we're having like an event or something like that. But then I'll also go if I know.
He's gonna pitch.
Like if I know he's hot that day and it's like a good probability he's gonna pitch, I'll be there. But if not, I tend to like stay home.
She also can go in like the 5th inning.
That's
And
true. Yes,
I'm
I
like,
do
what
that.
time are you
Yes.
leaving for the game? And it's like a 7:10 game, and she's like, 7:30, and I'm like,
She's like, okay, well,
I'm leaving
That's
15
nice.
minutes.
You
Yes.
miss all the traffic and get to go
Yeah.
afterwards.
That's what
So,
we
yeah.
talk about all the time
Yes.
because with
Oh my
like
gosh.
Well, we're coming
getting in
from
and out of
here.
Dodger Stadium
Oh,
is not
coming
easy.
from
Oh my
here,
gosh, I can't
yeah.
even imagine. Yeah.
No, that must
Yeah.
take
So she
forever.
goes a lot more.
Yeah, I probably go to like 75% of home games.
Nice.
Yes.
And then I've been traveling a lot this year because it's my first year out here.
Yeah.
Like I said, we don't
You
have
gotta-
dogs
you
or
gotta
kids.
live it
And
up.
it's, yeah,
Right.
I
Live
feel
it
like
up
it's-
before you have those things
Right.
to
Yes.
where like you can't as
Responsibilities.
easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Exactly.
but I feel like it's also different. Like when you're long distance, I feel like you want to go to every game.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like you just want to go so you can go see the girls
Right.
and talk to them and create those relationships
Yeah.
and just like experience everything. But now that I'm like here, I'm like, no, I'll just cash out the next game.
Well,
It's okay.
my soon-to-be mother-in-law was similar. Like, Nick will say that, like, yeah, like my mom would turn it on in like the 6th, and if like Gary didn't end up pitching, she's like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I have a different
Yeah.
perspective too after the injury.
Really?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like again, I work in sports. I see people get hurt all the time. So I think I thought I'd be more desensitized to it, but I'm not. Like truly, I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like if he were to get hurt again and I wasn't there, I would beat myself up. Like because I'm sitting on the couch at our house. Like that's silly, and he wouldn't be upset at me if I wasn't there. But it's just part of me is like that's always in the back of my head of like.
Yeah.
I'm out here.
Might
Why
as well
wouldn't
go.
I just go?
Yeah.
You know.
You don't want to miss the moment.
That's nice
Right.
too.
Good,
And the guys seem to
hopefully
be
not.
really superstitious.
Yes.
Yeah, some guys more
I
than
feel like
others.
yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's the most superstitious on the team? Or you would say?
I know Kirsch is pretty.
I've heard
Kirsch has,
I've heard
at
Kirsch is
7:01,
I don't know if
definitely
it's
I'm doing it.
superstitious or if it's more like
Routine.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
seem to be so.
I also
just
don't
Yeah.
like to ask people about their stuff because I know
True.
a lot of people don't like. It's kind of like once you share it, like, well, there goes that.
That's
so,
true.
Fair.
That's true.
Like,
Gavin's super superstitious.
There's just, like,
we have like
little
a few
things,
things,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
I can't even think of.
for like our first couple years dating, I was convinced that the position that I watched him bat in,
So
I
you
had
were
to sit like
superstitious.
this.
I was gonna say, like, do you
I was
have
fully
it?
convinced, and then I was like, okay, this is silly. Stop.
Well,
And so
I
don't
wore
do
one
it.
hat.
I've
I
done
wore
that
one hat,
before,
and they
too.
lost all the games I wore the hat, and I'm like, I can't wear it
Oh
anymore.
no,
Yeah.
get rid of it.
No, I've
It's
a
gone.
1,000% been that way. I have jerseys that were that way, and I'm like, they're
Spend so
expensive. You
much
can't
money.
do that. You have to rewear these.
Maybe you just
things.
have to get a dry clean.
Yeah.
And then it's
Yeah,
Oh.
and it's new again.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
liked this hat, so
Yeah.
maybe I'll just wash it.
You can only wear it on game days they don't play.
I have one more question, and then we're just gonna do like a
Little
final
rapid fire.
five.
Okay.
But we're really excited. We're interviewing the guy who started Pantone 294 next
yeah.
week, and like, I don't know another
I'm sorry.
organization.
That's
She's
like
like
The traveling fan base.
Oh, okay.
It's like the people who somehow managed to go to every game.
They have
Okay,
like a
okay.
whole
I need
section
to
in San
know.
Francisco.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at Yankee Stadium, there was like more Dodger
Yes,
gosh,
fans.
yeah.
That's the video of
was
those
great.
people like hiking down the
Oh,
road.
okay,
That's
okay,
them.
yes, okay.
I need to know what they all do
Like,
for
how
a living.
cool.
Like,
I know,
how
I'm
do you
like-
to go to every game?
We
I just
should
try to
try and
watch.
go
Yeah.
on one of those just
Yeah.
to
You should.
experience
I
it,
feel like you guys have to.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe
For
he'll
the
invite
podcast.
us when we meet him next.
Yeah.
He
For the
definitely
pod.
will.
Do
Yeah,
it
he
for the
Yeah.
pod.
But I don't know another team that has fans that
Oh,
are
I
so
don't know.
dedicated
Yeah.
that it makes the players feel like they're at a home game
True,
every
Which
game.
is
Yes.
so big.
Are
yeah.
they noticing that? Are you
Oh,
guys
yes.
noticing that?
Yeah.
Do they
I mean,
appreciate
the
it?
White Sox first game that they sold out this year was when the Dodgers were in town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like they've had that effect I think for years, but I do think that Shohei is really
You've
adding
seen a
to that
change.
this year
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, I mean the
But-
fans are
They travel.
they
That's
travel
what I think.
so-
That's
they're
what
everywhere.
Yeah, the best like traveling
Yeah.
fan base.
You both were at that
Whoop,
San
whoop.
Francisco game
Yes.
last week.
Yeah.
That like awesome
Yeah.
extra inning win.
Oh,
yeah.
And weren't all the fans there that day?
Yes. And then all the orange was just slowly like trickling out. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
They're like, bye.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm gonna be
But
the
I think I've just like you just notice it like anywhere you go, it's a sea of blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Even just like
Gotta
I
be
feel
comforting.
like going through the airport or like
Oh,
like
yeah.
not just LAX, but like people are always wearing Dodger hats and Dodger
Yeah.
jerseys, and like I don't know if they're truly Dodger fans or if they just like how the logo looks or what.
Yeah.
But like
Oh, we've had
you
trouble
see it
with that.
everywhere.
Because
Yeah.
we'll like go up to someone and be like, "Did you see the game last night?" And they'll be like,
They're like,
"No,
it's just
I'm
a
just
cool
wearing a hat." And I'm like, "Well, then don't
Like,
wear
don't
it."
wear that if you're not a true fan.
Yeah.
I have a director friend who's like that. He's like, now I feel weird. He's like, I listen to your podcast so then I can feel like I'm allowed to wear my hat. I was like, you're allowed to
It
wear
gives
your
me
hat.
credibility.
That's
Tony,
good.
I'm like, you're also from here. Like,
Yeah.
you're from Glendale.
Right.
You've earned
You've
the right.
earned
Yeah.
that. That's fair.
But yeah, I think you just honestly you kind of just get like really used to it. You're like, oh, of course there's gonna be Dodger fans. Like,
Right.
they're
Which is,
here.
again, probably like if we were to go to another organization and not have that.
You'd be
It's
like,
when you
oh,
notice
wow.
it more. And
Yeah,
you're like, oh,
and now it's
shoot,
just
we
like a
don't have a
normal
lot of
thing.
fans here.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it is very.
it's awesome.
Yeah, you
for
could
sure.
be in Oakland,
Yeah.
which is fun for no one. Although I'm going to an athletics game mid-August because I need to go to the stadium
I want to
before.
go just
You'll be
It's
one
gone.
of the
but
only
I don't know
fans
if
there.
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
to.
I know why, because like this is their last season there. I was like, I gotta go.
I just met a father-daughter at
playing.
Dodger Stadium they're doing like a trip. They did San Francisco, Oakland. They were in LA, then they went to Anaheim, and then they're going to San Diego.
Oh
Like
my gosh.
beginning of this week, they're trying to get every ballpark.
I love
that's
that.
And I was like, I
the
literally was
memories.
like, Oakland, and
Yeah.
they were like, "Let's go." I was like, "Okay, that's all I need to know."
Yeah,
They're like,
But yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
no,
so
I'm not
cool.
going 'cause
I
I
was like, you
think
guys are
it's-
awesome for that.
yeah. You
yeah,
just,
I'm
you
not
just
going
have to
because
go
I
and
think it's great.
experience
I'm
it.
going
Yeah,
so I can
just
say I did
check
it.
the
box.
Check it off.
Yeah.
That's
You know, shave it off of. Nick has this like his dad gave him a little like board where it's the scratchers.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like one of those, and so I was like, you need to be able to scratcher it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I know.
It
I
feels
always,
so
whenever we
incomplete.
go to a new stadium, like I always have to, and I really should just keep like a thing in my notes. But I always have to go back and like count how many I've been to because that's
Oh,
like
I
a big
have it in my
thing for all
notes.
the.
I have
Yeah.
every stadium and I check them off.
There's
and I go,
such
how
a
many
Yeah.
cute
you've
like
been to?
things that you
I'm
can
only
keep
at
track.
11, I
So,
think, by
yeah.
the end of the
I
season.
love being able to
will
keep track
hopefully
and
be
going
like
and seeing all the different. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So not that bad for my first
I'm
season.
at
Yeah.
9, so I feel proud
Yeah.
of myself.
Yeah,
right
you should.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's at
I'm
11
always
so
so
far.
offended when I see like, not offended, but like one of like our wives who have like daughters. So post like a picture with like
Oh my
the
gosh.
husband, the mom, and the daughter, and they're like, stadium number 28 for me, number 15 for my 2-year-old.
Oh
and I'm
my
like,
gosh.
You're like that
your
damn
baby's been to more baseball stadiums than
Yeah.
I have.
But
love that,
you know they
yeah.
have an
That's
added
crazy.
advantage.
They do.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
starting them young.
They'll remember
Yeah.
it through pictures.
Yes,
Yeah.
for
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
Do you know what number you're at?
I'm at 12.
Yeah.
I believe I'm
Nice.
at 12. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
only
think I
like
just
5
started, yeah.
or 6.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay.
We'll get there. They're good.
This is actually one of the rapid fires, but is there a favorite stadium? It doesn't have to be Dodgers. It's okay.
I really like Dodger Stadium.
I love
do
Dodger
too.
Stadium.
Sunset.
Pretty.
Oh my god.
But I love open stadiums. Any
Mhm.
open stadium, like the Mets is really cool. The Yankees was awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
I do.
I love.
San-
I love that
Giant
it's on the
Stadium
water.
is
I didn't
It
want to
is.
like it, and I did.
I know.
Yeah.
I saw a splash hit when we went, and I was like, they did it for me.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
See, and
That's
those
cool.
like I like things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think those are really cool.
I went to St. Louis when I was like 7 on one of my brother's baseball tournaments, and I remember thinking it was so pretty. I haven't been as an adult, so I would like to go again, but I feel like I have a good memory of that one. But
Yeah.
I do love Dodger Stadium, just with the mountain and everything in the back.
What do you eat at Dodger Stadium?
Ooh.
So we've tried to be working on that this year. So we're like we
Because
said,
there's a lot of great new food.
there is
Yeah.
yes, but
But-
we don't eat it because we are very blessed and
We're
we
so
get
spoiled.
dinner every night at the stadium.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's very
nice.
nice.
Okay, so that's a fair answer.
Yes,
I'm glad to
But
know they feed you well.
we
Been trying
we,
things.
we have been trying. Like anytime we go away we try the.
We always do a way seat.
because obviously
Yeah.
they don't have food for us there. So I mean that's fine. Like we'll go try different stuff. But even like at Dodger Stadium. Yeah, we've been finding these fried pickles. We want to try the
can't
fried
find the
pickles.
fried
I can't
pickles.
find them.
I
You'll
tried the
have-
Korean chicken
have to
bucket.
tell us
I
what the
loved
fried
it.
Was it
pickles are.
good? I tried
It's like
the
$60,
fried-
but it's
oh.
really,
I
it's really
tried the
good.
fried peanut butter and jelly.
Oh,
is
yes.
that?
It's so good.
Yeah,
Okay,
she said
see,
that was
it's
amazing.
so
I
good.
I didn't know where
someone
that
who-
was.
I
You
need
gotta
someone
split
who will
it.
share it
Yes,
with me.
you gotta
I
split
can't
it.
eat
Yeah,
that whole
that's
thing.
what
No,
we
it's a
all-
lot.
We
No,
always
it's
do
so
that.
I'll try
good. We
everything.
always split
Yeah, we
everything.
always split everything. We're like, you want to split half a hot dog?
That's the best way to family style.
Yes.
Try everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When we were
Yeah.
just in San Fran, I was like,
Yes.
Molly, do you want to share a slice of pizza?
We
Or do you
almost
want-"
shared a bowl of clam chowder.
And we're like,
okay,
what are we
that's not
doing? What are we
necessary.
doing?
Soup's hard
Here,
to share.
take a sip.
Yes.
Sure.
But yeah, there's some stuff that we definitely need to try at Dollar Stadium, but
Fried
it's
pickles.
just so
I gotta find
hard.
out where
Yeah.
those are.
Yes.
Someone said like reserve level 4.
Yeah, something
And then
like
I think
that.
one of the girls went to go find them, and then by the time she found them, they were out.
Yeah,
And
so
Yeah.
we just
Spend
and it's so
some
hard
drama.
to like walk around. Sometimes I just
Also,
want to sit there.
I'm like,
Yes.
I don't want to rock around during
Right,
the
you wanna
game.
watch.
I
Yes.
want to watch the game.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
both
I
like
know.
like to get there early, so we're
Yeah.
in our
Get what
seats,
you need.
ready for the
Yes.
game to
Yeah.
start.
So you need to go
I
find
take
pickles
score.
beforehand. Oh, I
So
love
like,
that.
I'm a little nerd, and
Yeah.
you have to watch everything to take
Yeah.
score.
I'm
No,
always
you
the
gotta be
worst. I'm
locked
always
Nick and I
like,
take turns.
Molly, you want to get up and go? She's like, Gavin's literally.
Gavin's literally like,
batting. And I'm
you
like,
get up
oh,
and like
it's
two
too
balls
big.
in
Oh,
one
my
strike, and
bad.
she's like, hey, you want to go? I'm like,
I'm like,
One
no.
second.
I'm like, oh, sorry,
You're like,
sorry. Okay.
can you give me 5?
So
But
after,
I've done the same when Alex is pitching,
Yeah.
so I can't be mad.
I love
I don't even respond to her. I'm like so locked in.
I'm literally,
Yeah.
yeah.
Neither Nick
She's
or
like,
one
hey.
of us, Nick,
Yeah.
Nick or I, neither one of us wants to leave. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
taking one for the team here
You're
to
gonna
like
do
go
the
do
Uber
something?
Eats thing.
Yeah.
Yes, but
They
every time
could.
I've ever
Dodger Stadium's
tried,
so
they're
big.
like, we're maxed out. I'm like,
Oh.
cool,
Oh.
thanks.
I never actually tried
Yeah,
it.
we haven't.
I only tried it once, and
I want them
told
to
me that.
actually bring it to the seat.
Do they not?
Yes.
No, you have to you order it and then you have
And
to
then
just
it's like
go
out the
pick it
window.
up. Like you skip the
Yeah.
line basically.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
It would be huge if
Wow.
they could.
I think if they delivered it to your seat,
We
they
need,
would
like,
get it.
The
I didn't know
movie
that was a
dine-in
thing.
service. Like, you
Yes.
know the movie
Yeah.
theaters where you just, like, say what you want and they bring it to
Don't,
you?
well, the dugout
Yeah.
seats have that, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, but we're not always
Not
in
always
dugout
considered.
seats.
One time I have.
Okay.
I've never.
I don't think I ever have, but in my dreams.
I
Well,
ate
we were-
everything.
we
it
were
was like
supposed
a
to.
Yeah.
free
Had
food.
some
Then
ticket
the
mix
Molly
up.
messed it up. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I totally
no.
kidding, no.
Well,
What'd you do?
Gavin's agency they have like season tickets down in Dugout Club. And so his agent had texted me like a few nights ago and was like, "Oh, we have tickets for this weekend that aren't being used. Do you want them?" And I was like, "Yeah." There was 4 tickets, so I texted the girls. I was like, "Dugout Club, let's go!" Everyone's
So
so
excited.
hyped. You're talking about it for like days. We get there and I open the tickets and they were for the night before.
No.
Yeah.
In my defense, they just told me the wrong day. It wasn't
Yeah.
my fault.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
actually just a miscommunication.
Heartbreaking.
But we were so excited. We're like, "Oh, we're gonna eat. We're gonna drink. It's gonna be so good."
Yeah.
And then
That's all good. Our day will come.
Next time.
Yeah.
It'll
Good luck
happen
next
again.
time.
Yeah.
It will
I
happen
think
again.
we have a couple more games to go to, so we'll probably figure it
It'll
out.
be fine.
They should do something about the seats. Like, you know, when you're watching the game, there's so many empty seats up front.
I know.
Oh, I know.
You know,
Can we not
Billy
just bring
Joel,
people down?
Right.
every concert goes up to the top and gets those people and brings them to the first row because
wow.
the people that have the money for the first row aren't even excited about
no,
it.
yeah, they're
So
just
he
up
gets
at
them and brings them down. I
that's-
feel like
that's
they
nice.
should do something like that
I
for
agree.
baseball.
Yes.
That's nice.
Okay, a thought for another day.
You're like, okay, I'm gonna work
That
on
we'll
it.
add that to the list of the write-ins that we'll send to the org.
At
Oh,
the
I
end
have
of
a
the
list
season,
of
it's like this
questions for
long.
Andrew Friedman. You know, one day I will
One
ask
day,
him
you'll get
them.
there.
Manifesting.
Just like it will happen.
I got these girls here,
Yeah, one day.
That's true. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm proud of you.
and
Well
we're
done.
very excited
Just
about it.
climbing.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
excited. to
we're
be
very
here.
honored to
This is
have
so
you guys
fun.
here. This has
Yeah.
been
Okay, just a
been
couple
blast.
quick ones. Want to start us
Yeah,
off, Ellen?
rapid fire. Yeah. Okay. Fun one.
I'm nervous.
What were y'all's reactions when we got Shohei?
I kind of expected it.
You okay?
Like
see?
when they said he was at the Blue Jays, like doing all that, I was
You're
like,
like next.
he's gonna go there and not come here. I don't know. I mean, I was excited, but I expected it.
You were like, as it should be.
right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just like, well, was it the year before? The year before that, we got Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's huge. And then
Yeah.
we were like trying to get Shohei, and I was like, I'll probably come here. I don't know.
Like, why would
he
Yeah,
not want
but
to?
I tried
Right.
not to think about it too. Like, same with Alex. Like, he was like, well, if it happens, cool. And then we saw it happen, and we were like, oh.
What were the
Like,
guys'
I think
reactions?
the contract.
Oh, they
we
were like,
probably
this is sick.
Gavin was so excited. He was like,
Yeah.
because he was at the field doing like rehab and stuff, and so he's like, oh, I got to meet Shohei today. I was like, how was he? He's like, he's so nice.
Yeah.
And that was kind of it.
I think
Seems
for a
really
little
nice.
bit, our
Yeah.
whole my thing was like, Alex, you talk to Shohei? And he was like, no. No, I don't want to bug him. And I'm like, okay. And then
Aw.
one day he went to, he's like, I
Even
talked to him. I said
Aw.
hi.
I
was like, baseball
was like,
players.
he speaks good English.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
He seems so
Yeah.
like he's always smiling in the dugout.
That he is very happy.
His
There's not a time
demeanor
I.
seems
I've
like
never
it's
seen
changed drastically
Yeah.
from like
Yeah.
when you'd watch him on the Angels, and like there's probably a lot of reasons for that, but
Yeah.
like it just seems like we've talked about this before. Like his personality just seems to like really be alive this
He is
season.
so
You're
nice.
getting to
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
more of those parts, which is really sweet.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I didn't realize how big he was because he's.
Me neither. The first time I saw him, I was like,
I was like, oh hey
it
sir.
was during spring training, and I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah.
it's cute to hear that Alex too was like, I don't want to buy like
Yeah.
baseball players, they're fans too.
Right.
That's I
They're
love
like,
that.
yeah.
That's
No,
really
Gavin was
cool.
literally like, I want to like spend all the time I can with him. Like
Yeah.
he's the best ever. I want to follow him around and do
Yeah.
what I can.
I would too.
He's
You
really,
know?
really cool.
What do you guys like to do when you go to different cities?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
We heard
That's-
Evan Phillips really likes to try different coffee shops. What do you guys like to do?
We're definitely food and coffee
Yeah.
shops for
Yes.
sure.
As you
I
should.
Without
think
the boys though.
yes, because we let them.
The
do
boys
it.
just need to sleep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
let them.
No,
They're very big
they're
on
like,
sleep.
I'm not
Yeah.
walking around and trying
they're
to
there
get
to
a
actually
coffee
play
shop.
games.
Yeah.
You guys
Right.
get to like
This goes
Exactly.
back to like
explore.
vacation versus
Yeah.
work.
We were then on vacation there for work, and
Yeah.
you just get to like explore. And
Yeah.
I think we our
Yeah.
biggest thing has
Food,
just
coffee.
been and exploring and just
Yeah, if
going
there's
around.
any like major
We I feel like
sites.
have done like where we're like, okay, you know what? We're gonna make sure that we're like doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
We-
that we're
we've been
actually
really good
going
about it
out.
this year.
Good.
Yeah, and doing things.
Yeah.
Because like before, obviously Molly wasn't there.
Yeah.
But even like I would meet up with some of the girls, but like my main focus was like, oh, okay, I need to go work out. But then that like takes out my whole day, and then I'm like, oh, well, I gotta get ready for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've done a really good job at just like going
Yeah.
and exploring.
We have.
But food and coffee for sure,
Do you have
and
a
a little
favorite
bit of
city?
shopping. We love New York.
New York
I
was so fun.
I
Can you
love it
not?
We
so much.
tore it up in New York.
We did.
Saw all the sights. We got
We-
all the food and coffee.
Yes.
We
That's
walked
awesome.
so many miles.
It was so
That is
boring.
your workout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I think we like
Yeah.
the first day we walked at least 4 miles. At
Like
least.
before noon. Like,
Yes. Like we
were
got up
and
early.
at 'em.
I was like, "Are you
Getting
ready?
those steps.
Get ready? Let's go!" And
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I love New York.
Yeah, I loved New York. It was really, really fun.
It was a lot of fun. And Alex's parents came this time, and one of our friend Max. So we got to explore. The last day we went to Little Italy. So much fun. We had cannolis and
Such good
honestly one of the best pizzas
That's
I've
pizza
ever had.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I also always like going home, like to Wisconsin, either
Yeah.
Milwaukee or
Yeah.
Chicago, just because we have
Yeah.
like 500 of
Yeah.
our closest friends and family there.
That's like a
which
whole
is always
different version
really
of
fun.
home game.
It's kind of stressful, right? Because it's like you have like, I feel the pressure for Gavin. I'm like,
Yeah.
Like,
You want them to do really well. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's always just fun to see everyone there.
One of the ones I
for
do
him.
like going to, which we've only gone to once, is Florida, because the hotel that we stay at.
Okay, that's just for the hotel. That's not.
That
for the
is just
stadium,
for the
though, 'cause
hotel.
the stadium isn't.
No, stadium. I would like. I'm not even going to go to the games. I don't care. The hotel though, it's like a tropical paradise.
Ooh.
That's truly a vacation.
Yes,
not,
and
not
Alex
work.
hates it. He's like, I hate going there because I just want to be on
You
vacation
want to
there.
be on vacation.
And they're
He's
like,
like, I don't want to play baseball when I'm
I
there.
know. And I'm like, okay, bye, have fun. I'm like,
We're gonna
oh,
have a
sorry.
cocktail by the pool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Dodger besides your husband, your
yeah.
fiance? And you can't say
thought
each other,
about
someone
that.
else.
Like, I don't really
Yeah.
like Gavin. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That's tough.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think so. No.
I think they're all.
Staying tried and true.
You like all of them?
I like them all.
Yeah.
And I don't really. I think that's also kind of like me not being such a huge baseball fan. Like, I haven't really like gone in looking like, oh my god, it's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Right.
more like I've gotten
Yeah.
to like at least talk to them, and I'm like,
They're your
"They're
husband's
so
coworkers.
nice."
Right.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
people, and they're so nice. So other than that, like I haven't really.
No. Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's
like obviously you
you
realize
root
that you're
for your
with
friends.
freaking incredibly talented, famous people
yeah.
that are just
Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
But like after you get past that and you talk to them, you're
Yeah.
like, they are genuinely really cool people. And
I
you
feel
just
like
wanna-
it's like
Yeah.
you said with like actors. It's like once you're kind of around them, you
Yeah.
not you lose like the starstruck
Yeah.
because they're still very cool people, but like
Yeah.
they're regular.
But it's also
But
nice
it
to not
gives-
treat them like that
gives them
either.
perspective.
Yeah.
It just gives you new perspective to be like, oh yeah. It's easy to hype someone up when you don't actually know them and when you
Right.
see things from afar. And
Yeah.
You don't
Right.
actually know the whole story. And it's like
Right.
then you're like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's just
I
very
might
normal.
lose my cool if I met Clayton Kershaw. That's it.
See, I actually
He's
don't
why I
think
became
I
a Dodger fan.
Okay.
would.
Yeah.
But part of that I think is the
I would
nature of
really
the
try
job.
to play it cool.
Like I have said, I think the only person who I'd be like, oh my god, I love you. It's not even a sports person. It's Stanley Tucci. We've talked about this. They're like, who?
Who is that?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Oh, see, and that's why I love it more.
Now we're
Stanley
aging
Tucci is
ourselves.
amazing. He's an actor. He's been in a lot of movies. Have you ever seen
Yeah.
Devil Wears Prada?
Yes. Wait.
He is
The guy with black
the
hair?
bald guy.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
yes, I love
yes,
him.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But he has a show called Searching Italy, and I love Italy, and it's just
Oh,
like
wow,
this great.
okay.
I'm like, I just want to have a martini and have pasta with him
Yeah.
and his wife.
Just
You've
Felicity.
said
to
it
your
enough
wedding in
that I
Italy.
think it will happen one
I'm
day.
gonna
Yeah.
make it happen.
You're
Just
in a good
invite him
place
to your wedding in
to do
Italy
it.
and it'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Honestly,
You should.
send him an invite.
You
You
should.
should.
I should probably be like, Frank, do you know Stanley? But I
Yeah,
don't-
if you
I
do.
don't know.
You can
Can
pull
you
the
give
friend
this
card
to-
for that one, okay?
Yeah, I think so.
So we end each episode with saying a player that we miss who's gotten traded or like
Who
some
do you guys
Corey.
miss?
You probably
It
missed
could
the
be,
wives.
well, yeah,
I can-
which wives do you miss?
Oh.
Yes.
Doesn't have to be
Aw.
a player.
Carissa and Tori.
Yeah.
We, Yency Almonte's wife, Tori Almonte, and Carissa Ferguson. We miss
Yeah.
them.
Oh.
I can also
So
speak
much.
on behalf of Gavin. I know
Yes.
he really misses Trey Turner, and he's super excited to be in Philly with him.
Aw,
Yeah.
I'm excited for this Philly series.
Yeah. It's about to start.
I know.
I
I
know.
know.
I'm like,
it
oh.
is. It's early
Kayla
today.
and Molly, thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
guys so
coming.
much.
It's
This
so
was
nice
so
to
fun.
meet you
Yes,
and
it's
learn about
wonderful.
you guys.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
awesome.
It
Thanks
was a
for
blast.
having
It was
us.
so much fun.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah.
you for being such loyal Dodger fans.
Yes.
Anytime. You
We
know,
love it, huh?
Love the game.
Yeah.
All right, see you next
Awesome.
time.
Bye. That was awesome.
That was fun.
Yeah.